Hey folks, I got an interesting one for you today. The US has decided to start importing oil again from Venezuela. Now, I complained about this fact whenever it was under the Biden administration. So I am going to say something about this when it comes to the Trump administration. I don't care who's in office. We should not be doing business with Venezuela. And all this is doing is propping up a very nasty little regime over there. They voted in communist, and you take a look at what's happening in that country right now. They're releasing their prison gangs into this country, Aragua, the anti-trend group. These folks are coming up here and committing all kinds of violent acts and not taking them back. So you tell me, why is it that we're willing to prop them up? Now, I'm well aware that there's a sanction thing going on and there had to be a special license for this, but this ain't cool. But I got to read this story to you. So, hit like and subscribe if you like hearing this sort of stuff and knowing what's going on in the world. So, let's get into this.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, now I found a couple of articles on this, and one of the better ones came from AI Invest. So Chevron resumed exporting Venezuelan oil to the U.S. after the U.S. Treasury granted a new operational license in late July. The company is currently transporting Jamaica and Boston heavy crude on two tankers to U.S. refineries. Chevron CEO Mike Wirth stated that the exports will resume in small quantities, with the company exporting an average of 252,000 barrels a day. Now, you're telling me that you can't get this from American sources or even allies? I mean, for Pete's sakes, I mean, we're needing to work better with Mexico and Parmex, which I'm not happy about that one either, but um, they're also in negotiation with Valero Energy Corporation after restarting a supply arrangement that would assign a percentage of the Venezuelan crude cargoes to the U.S. refiner. Uh, Venezuelan heavy crude grades are heavily coveted by U.S. Gulf Coast refiners due to their compatibility with current processing equipment. Now, they're saying the U.S. Treasury Department granted the Chevron a new license in late July, allowing the company to operate in the sanctioned South American country and export its oil. This marks a policy shift from its more strict rules imposed by the Trump administration earlier this year. Chevron chartered tankers those don't matter. Um, but yeah, the resumption of Venezuelan crude exports is a boon for U.S. refiners, particularly those optimized for heavy, high sulfur crude. Companies like Valero Energy and Marathon Petroleum stand to benefit significantly. Valero has previously sourced 20% of its Venezuelan imports from Chevron and is poised to regain access to cost-effective feedstock. So this will bring down prices, but as they're saying, geopolitical risk remains. Sanctions volatility, particularly from potential return to Trump era policies, could disrupt supply chains. But this is some silliness right here because this is a nasty country and we're allowing companies to import from there. It ain't even funny on that. Now I'm well aware that we need to continue working to get the prices of oil down. But I know for a fact that we got the Permian Basin, and a few other locations in the U.S., not to mention the Gulf, not to mention, you know, all kinds of other locations that we know for certain that we could be pulling oil from So, yeah, this stuff is, these refineries are set up for this. But on top of this fact, let me give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on with these refineries. These refineries have been running at max capacity for a long time. And the U.S. government, under so many administrations, Republican and Democrat, have refused to allow them to build any new ones, thanks to the EPA and these bureaucrats that are not bipartisan. They're usually all liberal. And this is what you get when you don't allow building to happen because of government restrictions that hurt the American public. Now, you take a look at all this. Think about this for a minute. We need oil. You need it for plastics, you need it for cars, you need it for trucks going down the road, you need it for, heck, you take a look at these here uh, wind farms that they're all talking about. Well, it takes oil to build that because you need it for the lubricants, you need it for the plastics that's going into it, you need it for all these different parts. So oil ain't going away anytime soon. So why is it that you're allowing a country that is brutal to its people, brutal to the rest of the world if they can possibly get away with it, aka the gangs that keep coming up here? Why are we allowing them to profit off of what we need when we've got other sources? You don't even have to go in the Middle East. We've got sources close by. This is a way to start working with the Mexican government. Get away from Venezuela. Start working with the Mexican government. Say, hey, let's start working together, clearing up your country, and you're going to be getting profits by selling your oil here. It's already gotten stolen, so let's make sure that it don't get stolen no more. Let's make it all a good thing for the people of Mexico instead of the cartels. But hey, I'm just a regular American citizen that has to pay attention to what's going on because got to worry about what's going in the gas pumps to get stuff to me, all of this. And I'm sure you got those same concerns. So maybe we need to start wondering why they lightened up the sanctions. If it's to get them Nicaragua fellas and the anti-trend fellas back down there, well, we got a problem there. But we've got to do something about constantly working with these countries. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.